Hey, I'm Alex Hamilton from Steeltown Cider here in Hamilton, Ontario. We're at our new location at 150 Chatham Street, Unit 14, just off of Frid Street by the old Hamilton Spectator building. We've been moving over here from our previous spot in Dundas. Building this spot out, hoping to have our tap room ready, retail ready, and patio for the summer.
So you're not quite open yet, and you've got a whole bunch of the barrels ready to go for your products and so on. If someone's never had your style before, how would you describe what you produce?
Well, we kind of have two different paths we go down in our style. My main style would be based on one of my ciders I produce called Session Cider, which is really I like to call it a cross between a rustic French farmhouse cider and with a little bit of Spanish Sidra maybe in it, but using all Ontario apples. So I partially age it in oak barrels that get inoculated with Brett, and then there's other yeast strains I use in some tank ferments like some saisons, and and blend those together to do a certain cuvee, and that makes a session cider really. And I make a whole bunch of ciders that come from that sort of style, where I'll do some wild ferments too that are more sour, add some other fruit elements to them like pear for poro. And then on the other side of things, like, that would be, say, my old world styles, and my other side of things would be my more new world, maybe paying homage to some craft breweries where I will age cider in different barrels partially, and some tank. Some of the barrels could include like bourbon barrels, ex-tequila barrels, and then I'll fruit them. For example, my Guave AF has guava, vanilla. Also a popular one would be my Vacay, which is like a Jimmy Buffett in a can. It's coconut, pineapple, mango, sea salt, lime. And those are kind of on my more funky, new world stylish ciders.
And you're about 4 or 5 years in, so there's obviously a big pivot with COVID. How has that impacted how you've operated?
Yeah, it's impacted us a lot, actually. So there's been a lot of pivoting over the last couple of years. So yeah, you're right. We've been around for almost 6 years, primarily focused at first just selling to licensees. So a lot of restaurants and bars. And then during the pandemic, things changed drastically with COVID rules, places being shut down, or different rules about that. And then the rules for cideries slightly changed so that we were able to sell to the public as well. So then we were able to open up our bottle shop that was in the Dundas Valley area of Hamilton, and then really increase retail sales by offering an online store where we could ship directly to customers.
And that's where we got the chance to really sort of feature and sample a lot of what you've done. So where I would say we're lucky to have most of your content up on our website as a review. So if you're interested in seeing sort of the details of what we think the cider's about, you can check the website there. The space here is, as you said, it's been in a little bit of work for a bit of time. Can you tell us what the ultimate end goal is for it?
Yeah, it's been a while now, about a year, a little over a year moving over here. There's a build-out phase and a lot of permitting involved to get this up and running. We're almost there, and the final goal will be to have our small tap room with about seating for 30, which is almost finished. We'll have a patio for the spring, summer, and early fall season just out front, just kind of right beside where the large Soccer World dome is, who are our neighbors to the left of us, and then have our production in the back of this building as well, and do all the off sales from the production here too.
So a great little spot for a summer urban event is sort of what you're going towards. What would you say? Would you say that's what you're trying to differentiate yourself with a lot, with sort of that urban versus rural feel, being here where you are and where you sort of connected from?
Yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of, I think, development for craft breweries lately, but maybe the cidery aspect of Ontario hasn't grown quite as fast, even though it has been growing. And I think maybe that has to do with a lot of the rules and regulations in Ontario. But our real focus is to have an urban cidery, like sort of we see craft breweries and craft beer tap rooms. There is those older established cideries in Ontario where you could go out to, say, the orchards that may be family operated for a few generations, and those are great, but we wanted to do sort of a different aspect on the cidery take from that.
And the hope is to be open for the summer here of 2022.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be open this summer. We're looking actually real soon for the retail to be open for pickup. People can come, drop by, grab some cans of cider, bottles, even some merch. And then hopefully in the late spring, early summer, have the tap room and patio open.
How would people follow along to get that information?
Yeah, probably the best way would be to check us out on Instagram. We're Steeltown Cider Co. On Instagram, or you can check out our website at www.steeltowncider.com.
And if you had one thing that you would hope to be able to get through once this sort of project's done and everything's moving along smoothly, is there something you'd love to be able to take a look into next, whether it's some new offerings or a sort of new edge to the adventure?
You know, Barry, I'm just excited to get back to making cider again. I feel like I've been 10 different types of tradesmen as well as general contractor lately, and I just can't wait to getting back to barrel aging, getting some new oak in, doing some new assemblages with this cider, and really kind of touching back on some of my old ciders that I used to create and maybe offer just on draft format too, and maybe making new packaged formats for those.
Well, looking forward to, and thanks so much for having us here, and best of luck as you open up.
Yeah, thank you.